Pain, it is the most uninvited guest in the story of your life. It arrives without warning, tearing apart the plans you carefully built, burning through the illusions you once thought were permanent, and shaking the very foundation of who you believe you are. Most people spend their lives running from it, burying it under distractions, numbing it with excuses, pretending it never happened. But here is the truth: you must face pain. Is not here to destroy you. Pain is here to instruct you. It is the fire that forges iron into steel. It is the storm that forces a seed to dig deeper roots. It is the great awakener, and if you choose to embrace it, if you choose to study it, if you choose to rise through it, then your pain becomes your greatest source of power. Think about every man and woman who has left a mark on history. Did not escape pain, they were sculpted by it. Abraham Lincoln, who battled depression so heavy that it nearly broke him, yet used that darkness to cultivate a deeper compassion and unshakable strength, guiding a nation through its bloodiest war. Thomas Edison, who endured thousands of failed experiments, each one a bruise to his pride, each one a public humiliation, yet he refused to call it defeat. He turned the pain of failure into the power of persistence, until at last the world was illuminated. Henry Ford, ridiculed and doubted, bankrupted and rejected, yet his pain became the pressure that forced him to innovate, to simplify, to revolutionize the way humanity moves. Walt Disney, fired from his first job because he lacked imagination. Bankrupt twice, mocked for his vision of a magical kingdom, he turned rejection into fuel and built an empire of dreams. The truth is this: life will break you in ways you never expected. You will lose people you thought you could never live without. You will fail at ventures you thought were guaranteed to succeed. You will be betrayed, overlooked, underestimated, and abandoned. And in those moments, you will be tempted to surrender. But if you choose to rise, if you choose to look pain in the eyes and say, "You will not own me, you will shape me," then you discover the alchemy of transformation. You realize that your scars are not shameful, they are sacred. They are proof that you endured what would have destroyed the ordinary, and you emerge with wisdom that no textbook could teach, with resilience no comfort could build, with strength no easy path could provide. You see, pain is a message. It whispers to you, there is more within you than you are currently living. You were made for more than comfort, more than mediocrity, more than drifting through life without fire. Pain forces you to confront the parts of yourself you would rather avoid, tears away the illusions and leaves you raw, honest, unmasked. And in that nakedness you finally see the truth: you are stronger than you imagined, more capable than you believed, and more resilient than you were ever told. But here's the difference between the ones who rise and the ones who fall. Most people use pain as an excuse. They point to their scars and say, "This is why I can't." They use heartbreak as justification for closing their hearts forever. They use failure as evidence that they are not enough. They use betrayal as a reason to never trust, never try, never step forward again. But champions, those who rise into greatness, take the same pain and declare, "This is why I must." They take the heartbreak and turn it into compassion. They take the failure and turn it into fuel. They take the betrayal and turn it into wisdom. They let the pain carve them into something greater, something unbreakable, something unstoppable. Because pain is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of your transformation. The world does not celebrate those who lived an easy life. It remembers those who suffered, who struggled, who endured, and who despite it all decided to rise. So, let me ask you, will you run from your pain, or will you use it? Will you let it chain you, or will you let it forge you? Will you be the victim, or will you be the victor? Because in every wound there is a gift, and in every hardship there is hidden strength. The question is whether you have the courage to claim it. The mind is a battlefield, and pain is the weapon life will use to test you. But remember this: every weapon placed against you is also a tool you can master. The blows meant to cripple you can become the resistance that strengthens you. Just as a sword is sharpened against the stone, your spirit is sharpened against adversity. When Napoleon Hill studied the great titans of industry, Carnegie, Rockefeller, Ford, he uncovered a common truth. Each of them carried stories of crushing defeat before they carried the weight of triumph. Carnegie grew up in poverty so severe he worked as a boy in factories just to keep his family alive. He watched his parents struggle in silence, their dignity bruised by the chains of scarcity. But instead of allowing that pain to define him, he transmuted it into a burning desire to never live that way again. That desire, fueled by pain, became his compass, driving him to build one of the greatest fortunes in history. And this is where most people miss it. They try to bury their pain, to silence it, to erase it. But suppression only deepens the wound. Transformation only comes when you face the pain directly and ask it, "Why are you here? What are you trying to teach me?" Every hardship is a teacher. Every heartbreak is a classroom. Every setback is a hidden syllabus with lessons you cannot find in comfort. Take a seed. If you bury it in soft sand with no resistance, it will rot. But bury it in the pressure of soil, expose it to storms and heat, and it breaks open, grows, roots, pushes against gravity, and rises toward the sun. You are no different. You do not grow in comfort. You grow in resistance. You grow when life pushes back, when dreams are delayed, when doors are slammed shut, when friends turn their backs, when the road is so dark that you can only move by faith. That is when you discover what you are made of. Too many people believe success is about avoiding pain. They think wealth, happiness, freedom, all of it will somehow shield them from struggle. But wealth without wisdom collapses. Success without struggle is fragile. Comfort without challenge makes you soft. Do you not see the very obstacles you curse are the ingredients of greatness? Without them, your spirit would never be refined. Without them, you would never build the endurance required to carry the weight of your destiny. Look at history. Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for 27 years, robbed of his youth, his family, his freedom. The pain of isolation could have turned him bitter, broken, consumed with vengeance. But instead, he let pain teach him patience, empathy, perspective. He emerged not as a victim but as a leader with the authority to unite a divided nation. That is not weakness. That is not chance. That is the conscious decision to transmute suffering into strength. You must understand pain is not your punishment. Pain is your preparation. It is life chiseling away at the excess, shaping you into the person capable of carrying the vision you dream about. The dream is heavy, the calling is not light, and the greater your destiny, the more intense the preparation must be. If you are walking through fire, perhaps it is because you are destined to carry light. If you are burdened with struggle, perhaps it is because your shoulders are being built to carry greatness. But here's the mistake. People think they must like the pain to use it. No, you don't have to enjoy it. You don't have to smile through it, but you must endure it, study it, and most importantly, you must decide that it will serve you, not enslave you. Pain will either build your cage or it will build your wings. The choice is yours. Think of the boxer in the ring. Every blow, he absorbs his pain. Every bruise is pain. But each strike also conditions him, hardens him, sharpens his awareness, trains his instincts. What weakens the unprepared strengthens the prepared. Life is throwing punches at you not to end you, but to prepare you for the championship of your destiny. But too many retreats when they are hit. They say, "This is unfair, this is too much, I can't handle this." And the moment they quit, they hand victory to pain. But the few, the rare, the relentless, they stay in the fight. They learn to move with the blows, to anticipate them, to endure them. And eventually, they are not just surviving the ring, they are dominating it. So ask yourself, will you let pain make you bitter, or will you let it make you better? Will you see your suffering as the end of the road, or will you use it as the beginning of a new one? Because the truth is this: inside every great struggle lies the seed of an equal or greater advantage. Napoleon Hill wrote those words, and they remain unshaken through time, but it is not automatic. The advantage does not reveal itself to the weak-hearted. It only reveals itself to the ones who dare to keep moving forward, even when the night is dark, even when hope feels distant, even when everything in them screams to quit. Your pain is not a wall, it is a doorway. Walk through it, and you will discover a version of yourself you did not know existed: fierce, disciplined, unbreakable, unstoppable. There comes a moment in every life when pain corners you, when the walls close in, when the dreams you carried slip like sand through your fingers, when your body is weary, your heart is fractured, and your mind whispers, "Enough. Stop here." This is where you quit. And in that moment, you face the defining choice of your existence. Do you surrender to the voice of weakness, or do you awaken the voice of power? Understand this: your pain is not a signal to stop, it is a signal to grow. The ache in your muscles when you train is not a message of destruction, it is the evidence of growth. The disappointment in failure is not proof of defeat, it is proof that you are in the arena, that you dared to try where others stayed safe in the stands. The heartbreak you feel when someone walks away is not evidence of your inadequacy, is the universe clearing space for something greater. But you must choose the meaning. For pain itself is neutral. It is a raw force, like fire. Fire can burn down a city, or it can forge steel. It can consume, or it can create. The same flame that destroys a house can also cook a meal, can also warm a family, can also light the darkness. Your pain is the same. Left unchecked, it will consume you. But directed with intention, it will illuminate your path and harden your spirit. Consider Helen Keller. Born blind and deaf, her world was silence and darkness, a life most would see as unbearable. Yet through relentless persistence, she not only learned to communicate, but she became an author, a speaker, a symbol of human possibility. Her pain did not limit her, it magnified her. Or consider Viktor Frankl, who endured the unspeakable horrors of Nazi concentration camps. He saw men stripped of freedom, dignity, and family. He saw death and despair every day. Yet out of that hell, he forged a philosophy that even when everything is taken from you, one freedom remains: the freedom to choose your response. That truth became his power, and his book Man's Search for Meaning has guided millions out of their own darkness. You see, pain breaks the illusions of control. It strips away the lies we tell ourselves. But in that rawness, it offers you something priceless: clarity. When you suffer, you discover what truly matters. The trivial disappears. The noise fades, the masks are torn away, and you are left with the question: what will I do with this? Most people waste it. They drown their pain in distractions, endless scrolling, empty entertainment, meaningless escapes. They try to numb it, silence it, pretend it doesn't exist. but you cannot heal what you refuse to face. Pain ignored becomes poison. Pain embraced becomes power. Think of the diamond. It begins as carbon, ordinary and unremarkable. But under immense pressure, under the weight of the earth, under the fire of time, it transforms into something unbreakable, something of immense value. Without pressure, without fire, it remains common. With pain, it becomes priceless. Do you not see? You are no different. Your suffering is the pressure. Your challenges are the fire. And if you endure, if you refuse to collapse, you will emerge as something rare, something valuable, something unshakable. But let me be clear, this is not about glamorizing pain. No one seeks suffering for its own sake. But when suffering arrives, as it always does, you must decide whether it will define you or refine you, whether it will break you or build you, whether you will curse it or convert it. Conversion, that is the secret. The alchemy of champions is that they convert everything into fuel. Failure, fuel. Rejection, fuel. Loss, fuel. Doubt, fuel. Even despair can be fuel. They feed their fire with everything life throws at them. They refuse to waste pain. And because of that, they rise. Look at your own life. Think of the darkest moments, the wounds you thought would never heal, the trials you thought you'd never survive. Yet here you are, breathing, standing, listening. If you survived that, what else are you capable of? What else can you endure? What else can you conquer? Do you not see that survival itself is evidence of strength? The problem is not that you are weak. The problem is that you have forgotten your strength. The problem is that you let pain convince you that you are broken, when in truth, it is shaping you into something stronger. The problem is not the fire, it is that you forgot you were born to walk through it. You must begin to see every hardship as an initiation. Life is not punishing you, it is promoting you. Every setback is preparing you for a stage you cannot yet see. Every loss is clearing the path for a destiny you cannot yet imagine. Every betrayal is teaching you discernment for the alliances you will need tomorrow. Nothing is wasted if you refuse to waste it, and so, the question is no longer, why me? The question is, what will I do with this? Because once you decide to use your pain, you become unstoppable. There is no force that can intimidate a man who has already faced hell and turned it into wisdom. There is no obstacle that can deter a woman who has already walked through fire and found herself still standing. When you convert pain into power, you carry a fire that cannot be extinguished, a resilience that cannot be broken, a strength that cannot be bought. There is a law written into the fabric of existence. Growth never comes without resistance. A tree does not reach for the sky without first pushing against the heavy soil. A muscle does not strengthen without first tearing under the weight. Mind does not expand without first being stretched beyond its comfort. And a soul does not awaken without first walking through pain. You must stop asking for an easy life. You must stop praying that the road becomes smooth and the sky always clear. Instead, pray for strength to climb the mountain. Pray for courage to face the storm. Pray for wisdom to use the obstacles, not to escape them. Because an easy life makes soft people, and soft people do not change the world. It is the fire-tested, the storm-beaten, the pain-forged souls who rise to the heights of greatness. Think of Henry Ford once more. He was ridiculed by investors, laughed out of rooms, dismissed as a dreamer with impossible ideas. He faced bankruptcy, betrayal, rejection from those he trusted, yet he refused to accept defeat. He saw each setback as proof that he was moving, proof that he was learning, proof that he was sharpening his vision. He turned the pain of ridicule into the fuel of determination, and because of that, he built not only cars, but an empire that moved humanity itself forward. Do not envy the man who has never struggled. Envy the man who has wrestled with darkness and still carries light in his eyes. Do not admire the woman who has never failed. Admire the woman who has fallen 1,000 times and still rises with fire in her soul. These are the people who changed the course of history. These are the people who command respect, who inspire generations, who remind us what is possible when human beings refuse to be broken. You see, resilience is not born in calm waters. Resilience is forged in storms. And resilience is the rarest and most powerful currency on this earth. Skills can be learned, wealth can be gained, knowledge can be taught, but resilience must be earned. And it is earned only one way, through pain. So do not curse your suffering. Do not despise your tears. Do not resent the nights you thought you wouldn't survive. Because every one of them is part of your becoming. Every one of them is evidence that life sees something in your worth. Preparing, every one of them is carving into your soul the depths required to carry greatness. But here is where most fail. They stop in the middle of the storm. They mistake the chapter for the story. They believe the night is forever, forgetting that the sun always rises. They surrender when the pressure is highest, not realizing that the breakthrough is often one step beyond the breaking point. And so they never see the reward. You must not stop. No matter how heavy the pain feels, you must not stop. Because the pain you feel today is the strength you will stand on tomorrow. The lessons you resist today are the wisdom you will lead with tomorrow. The scars you carry today are the proof that you survived what would have destroyed others. Look at Abraham Lincoln. He failed in business. He lost elections. He suffered devastating losses in his personal life. He battled depression so heavy that some days he could barely rise from his bed. And yet, he did not stop. He pressed forward, step by painful step, until history placed him at the helm of a nation tearing itself apart. And it was his pain, his struggle, his scars that gave him the depth to lead through one of the darkest chapters of human history. His greatness was not born in spite of his pain, it was born because of it. Do you understand? Your pain is not your enemy. It is your ally, disguised in harsh clothing. It is your silent mentor, your hidden sculptor, your ruthless trainer. It does not comfort you. It does not flatter you. It does not make things easy for you, but it does make you strong. It does make you wise. It does make you powerful beyond measure. The world is full of people who quit when it hurts, but the rare few, the chosen few, the disciplined few, they rise because of the hurt. They walk through fire, and when they emerge they carry a glow the world cannot ignore. That glow is not given. It is earned. And so I tell you this, do not run from your pain, run toward it. Face it, study it, break it open, squeeze from it every drop of wisdom, every ounce of strength, every spark of fire. Do not let a single tear be wasted. Do not let a single scar go unused. Do not let a single wound remain meaningless. If you must suffer, then by all means profit from your suffering. Turn your heartbreak into wisdom. Turn your failure into strategy. Turn your grief into gratitude. Turn your pain into your power, for this is the truth. Your pain is the birthplace of your destiny. Life is not asking you to be fearless. It is asking you to walk forward in spite of your fear. It is not asking you to never break. It is asking you to rise every time you do. Greatness has never belonged to the flawless. It has always belonged to the relentless. Every step forward you take while carrying pain is a declaration of war against weakness. Every day you rise when your body tells you to stay down is proof that you are stronger than circumstance. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, vision over distraction, faith over doubt, you are rewriting the script of your life. Discipline, more than anything, is the bridge between pain and power, because pain will tempt you to quit, but discipline whispers, not yet. There is more in you. Pain will tell you the weight is too heavy, but discipline says, one more rep. Pain will scream that the dream is too far, but discipline reminds you that each step is closer than yesterday. The difference between those who rise and those who fall is not that one felt less pain, it is that one had the discipline to keep moving forward through it. Vision is the second force. Without vision, pain feels meaningless. But with vision, pain becomes fuel. A man with no vision sees hardship as punishment. A man with vision sees it as preparation. Walt Disney endured mockery, financial collapse, rejection from those who could not see what he saw, but he had a vision. He knew there was a kingdom waiting to be built, a place where imagination would live forever. That vision made the pain bearable, and the pain made the vision possible. Purpose is the third force. Pain without purpose is torment. Pain with purpose is transformation. When you attach your suffering to something greater than yourself, it ceases to be meaningless. Look at Nelson Mandela, 27 years imprisoned in unimaginable pain, but his purpose was greater than his suffering. He knew that his endurance was not just for him, but for millions, and because his pain was tied to purpose, it became his power. So here is the question. What is your vision? What is your purpose? Because when you know why you suffer, you will find the strength to endure anyhow. Without vision, pain breaks you. With vision, pain builds you. Without purpose, pain drains you. With purpose, pain drives you, but do not think purpose is only found in grand gestures or world-shaking missions. Sometimes your purpose is to show your children what resilience looks like. Sometimes your purpose is to rise so that your family breaks free from the chains of poverty. Sometimes your purpose is simply to live as proof that even broken people can build beautiful lives. Whatever it is, anchor your pain to it. Let it remind you that there is something on the other side worth fighting for. Gratitude is the final force. Gratitude is the lens that transforms pain into power. When you can look at your scars and say, thank you, you have won. When you can look at betrayal and say, you taught me, you have won. And you can look at loss and say, you deepened me, you have won. Gratitude does not erase pain, it redeems it. It takes what was meant to destroy you and turns it into wisdom you can carry forever. This is the great paradox. The very thing you once cursed will one day become the thing you bless. The very night you thought would kill you will one day become the night you point to and say, that is where I was reborn. The wound that once bled you will one day be the scar that leads others through their darkness. So the ending is not really an ending. It is an invitation to stop running from your pain, to stop numbing it, burying it, silencing it, to stand tall in front of it and declare, I will use you. An invitation to rise each morning with it, understanding that everything you face, every disappointment, every failure, every heartbreak is raw material for greatness. Your pain is not wasted. It has carved depth into your soul. It has given weight to your words. It has built substance into your spirit. And if you allow it, it will be the foundation upon which your greatest triumphs are built. So walk forward, head high, shoulders strong. Do not hide your scars. They are proof that you are battle-tested. Do not resent your wounds. They are proof that you are still alive. Do not curse your struggles. They are proof that you are still in the fight. Turn your pain into your power. Let it drive you, sharpen you, transform you, and when the world looks at you and wonders how you endured, you will stand as living proof that pain was never your enemy, it was your greatest teacher, and you will smile. Not because it was easy, but because you were stronger than everything that tried to break you.